Welcome everyone to Streaming Live Academy podcast number
11.
Why in the actual freak Bethesda was bought by Microsoft? Microfrigerator. Microsoft. Microsoft. That one.
Well, when you have like $40 billion to spend, I guess you have urge to spend it. You're like, hey, Bethesda.
So you think it went probably like, I don't know, the girlfriend of the CEO was like, I want this new car. And he said, come on, we already have 7 cars. Okay, then I will buy Bethesda. Why not? Okay, girl, buy Bethesda. It's not like that expensive, you know? With Fallout 70 sheets, it's not that good anymore, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yep. With 76, I think Bethesda's definitely at a shaky ground, and so if you're gonna buy it, I think now before they rebound, it'd be to purchase it now.
They bought it for 7.5, right? $7.5 billion.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have.
All right. I read that.
All right.
Can I make a confession, please?
What?
I've never called it Bethesda. For some reason, I've always called it Bethesda.
I will check this man's temperature. This guy's blood oxygen is probably low.
I mean, I'm Italian. I always called it Bethesda, but yours was kind of out of the, you know.
Yeah, Bethesda. That's the name of the hospital in my town. Bethesda.
That's actually that's a good name for a new medical product. Did you take your pills? What? Bethesda, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think so. Guys, this is the thing.
What?
Yeah.
There's children in my neighborhood. They just bought a amplifier.
Yeah.
And then they'll start being like yelling random stuff, or they'll put like sirens from their phone and then amplify them through that amplifier and just start being like an ambulance or something. They're probably gonna get in trouble, but it's just that's what's going on in the background.
Oh.
But besides the point, and this
it's like this
Generation Z.
That was the news.
The weather today is looking like middle finger.
Looking pretty good right now.
The thing is with Bethesda, guys, this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we need to educate everybody up in here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Are you a Bethesda fan? And how much of a Bethesda fan are you, if you even are one? Starting with Jaybird.
I know of Bethesda's work with Fallout. I played Fallout 4 very briefly, but I know they make Skyrim, Dishonored, and...
Did you ever play Skyrim?
No.
Did you ever play Doom?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. That's pretty much the safe bet right there. What about you, GermanLuk?
No, I haven't played. I've played Dishonored at the very beginning when it came out. I played a little bit of Elder Scrolls. I really liked Elder Scrolls Morrowind back in the day. I tried online. It's alright. But no, not really too much. Never Doom or anything.
Wolfenstein. And then what about you, Cypher?
About what?
Bethesda, bro. How much are you in bed with Bethesda?
Do I have to be honest? A shitload. Like, I really like Bethesda as a company. I played every single Fallout that they had. Fallout 76 was the only one that I didn't play because, the reason is simple. Bethesda is actually very good in single-player games. They are very good in story. They suck at game engine because they are using the same freaking game engine since freaking 15 years almost. And a lot of the mods actually covered all of the bugs that they had in the different Fallout 2, 3, and etc. And every single time that they release a new game, they don't take the mods that people used to patch. There's problem, they just go on with their problem again. Why the fuck not? Yeah, like the bucket glitch. Take the bucket and go in the sky. Jeez, what that's. So that's about Fallout. Same about everything else like Skyrim. Jesus Christ, those games are amazing. The storytelling is great. The story is good. Like it's a real role play game. And then they do Fallout 76. They released Fallout 76 like basically freaking vending machine with premium stuff. Yeah, exactly, and crap. And after that, they're like, yeah, after 1 year, maybe, guys, I have a good idea. What is the big idea, boss? My idea is maybe in this game we should actually put some NPCs because, you know, it seems that we are good with storytelling.
But before we do, let's charge a VIP monthly subscription or yearly that allows you to have extra inventory stuff and whatnot before we add the NPCs.
Oh, did
Just
you
to
already
make sure.
forget about the masks? Like the plastic toxic chemical mask and the very high quality bag for the limited shit edition? I didn't. Like,
My
honestly,
wallet.
a great company ruined by, I don't know if stakeholders or just because the management is seeing so much money that
Just money
they
hungry.
don't really know what to do with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Money
And then Elder Scrolls Blade on mobile, my wife and I pre-registered, and then that trash was trash. Like, it sucked. It was just another mobile gaming with great graphics,
Yeah.
but no
Upgrade Shadow
real
Legends.
depth. But guys, so now comes the purchase.
Yeah.
Like, I've had some people on my YouTube video on Bethesda thingy, and one guy said, why anybody worried about this? Their average a 7-point-something score or Metascore, whatever, in there, which they don't do 7-point on Metascore. Last time I checked. Wait, Metacritic? Oh, Metacritic. My bad. He's smarter than I am then.
Metacritic.
And so, the thing is, he was bashing him for that. Probably a Generation C. Never played the classics. He's just playing the new ones, which I don't blame him for, like Fallout 76. But I think Microsoft, you know, their Xbox exclusive issue that there is no exclusives.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's the best fix. It makes sense. I mean, last E3 or the one prior, they bought like 8-12 studios. But at the end of the day, it's going to take 2 to 3 years to make games. And Bethesda's got a bunch in their portfolio that why not buy someone who already has quite a few coming up? And if we need them to make any, they'll make them. And just buy them. And so I think this fixes their long term, it'll fix their exclusivity issue. At least versus PlayStation.
I just hope it doesn't kick off a trend of where, because now the part of the focus is on like, oh, are Sony gonna do the same thing and buy, I don't know, Rockstar or Konami or you know, and have their games exclusive to PlayStation. And I just hope it doesn't end up where makers of these consoles then get like leading game studios just to have a monopoly on the market.
Are you thinking it's just gonna kick off like a war? They all just buy up the studios so they can, and then pretty much games are just divided into those platforms.
They did with the music industry. But then that died off though. If you remember, like Lil Wayne, I think it was Lil Wayne. There was another rapper that I don't even care for, and then Taylor Swift and a bunch of other artists were fighting Spotify versus Apple Music, but then kind of it died off, and now it doesn't. No one cares about exclusives on music.
But that's music. Music can be actually listens everywhere. When you speak about a game, the game can actually stay exclusive to a specific console or platform. So if you actually have all of the Doom, Skyrim, and Fallout series on one specific console that will probably be Xbox now, like I know a lot of people that will actually gladly move from PlayStation to Xbox just for that, like just to play that single game, because a lot of people will probably stay on the new Fallout or Skyrim for more than 10,000 hours. Like for them, that's the game. Like that's the console for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have
they're
two
just
friends
getting
that,
the
yeah.
console based on the games they want to play.
Totally. I
Yeah.
bought the Xbox just to play Gears of War. Like I didn't have another reason to play with Xbox.
See,
Yeah.
for me, it was the opposite. Like, I chose PlayStation because that's just what everyone I knew was playing. Not because of the
Oh,
games,
yeah,
really.
there's that factor.
Like, for
I
me...
hate people, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's, I think with the exclusive there, I think that at least for now, Microsoft's approach, if you're a PC gamer or a console gamer on the Xbox side, I think you're golden. I think you're fine. It's definitely PlayStation only people that I'd be, if they're Bethesda fans. And apparently I think they have plans, there's rumors they're going to buy more, but of course there's going to be rumors because that's the trendy thing.
Right.
Oh, let's go buy other stuff.
Right.
But the thing is, I think with what Jaber said, I don't think it can become an issue like that because the trend of even PlayStation exclusives, I think I'd say half were coming out on PC and PlayStation 5. It was not the majority,
Yeah.
even on their reveal event. And so
Small
I
question
think,
for all of you guys. Like honestly, is there a company in the whole world for whatever console that you would love, or PC, that you would love Microsoft to buy? Like, is there a company that you say, if they buy this, we can see this and that, and this will improve, and that will be amazing? Is there any?
No.
For me, there is one. There
Well-
actually is one that would actually make a lot of sense. First of all, guys, remember that now that Bethesda was bought by Microsoft,
Mhm.
we may actually see John Carmack again. I don't know if a lot of you know Doom, okay?
Mhm.
The first Doom was created by the famous John Romero, okay? And John Carmack. John Carmack had a big problem with the management of Bethesda, and he couldn't work on Doom anymore,
Uh-huh.
Now the management of Microsoft, I don't think will have any problem with him, so seeing him on the next Doom will be masterpiece.
Okay. No, I don't think I've ever cared about a game like based on the studio it was made by or based on the
Really?
platform it was hosted by. No, I just care about the game itself. I don't care
PC gamer.
too much like where it's coming from, who made it, or whatever. If it's
Okay,
a good
no
game, it's a good
question.
game.
Silent Hill. What do you think about Silent Hill? Do you like it?
Silent Hill? I never played Silent Hill. I just watched the movie.
Jesus Christ. Well, how many years? Okay.
Good
Okay,
lord,
I-
bro.
The old ones.
I was so sure that Jaber would actually tell me the name of the company that I myself would love Microsoft to buy. But I mean, Jaber, I don't know. You today maybe I was sleeping. I don't know. If I tell you, okay, Konami, what do you think? If Microsoft buys Konami, what can they make? What can they do?
Oh, Konami,
It's a game.
a Metal Gear Solid
Like,
remaster.
what games do you play a lot? I don't know, maybe a FIFA. You know?
Maybe a few.
Oh yeah, Pro Evolutions. Well,
Exactly.
Let him
Yes.
buy FIFA.
There would be a credible challenger to FIFA.
That's the
Oh,
point.
man.
Oh, 2K?
No. If they bought Konami,
If they bought Konami, they would actually have Pro Evolution Soccer that was actually called in the beginning Winning 11-8,
Yeah.
and that's an amazing.
I don't think that's
I
gonna
think
work.
that it was
You gotta break
always
those
better
classes.
than FIFA. And at the same time, Silent Hill guys,
Mhm.
if they buy Silent Hill, like Konami, Kojima can come back from the grave
Yeah.
and work with his studio at the creation of a new freaking Silent Hill. I love that horror shit game. It's
Uh-huh.
amazing.
guys are genius.
I like it. I'm down.
You done? Let's do it.
Let's buy it.
Let's buy it.
Wait.
Then we have
Sweet.
Metal Gear. Guys, come on.
It's hot in there.
That's a lot that
agree.
I can actually do.
I'm liking what Cypher's saying over here, boys.
I mean,
I
that's
think-
just the dream of a small kid, you know.
That's true. It opens up the door for some new ways in there. I think, at least for the approach Microsoft has right now, because Microsoft, I think, sees it beyond the console wars. Of course, they have to do a little bit of enticing, but for the hardware, because there's money there. But the long term, they're past that. Microsoft wants the services. They want PC and Xbox to be even better, more and more. If you take out PlayStation completely, I'd say, maybe even Nintendo. We don't talk about Nintendo. Yeah, where does Nintendo land in here, guys? Come on. Before we keep going, where's juicy Nintendo? Where's something from Nintendo?
Well, first of all, every one
red.
of you knows that if a company
there's red.
starts to go in a red, they will actually fail in 1, 2, 3 years, right?
Right.
Do you know how much time will it take for Nintendo going into red to fail?
10 years.
10 years?
A long
50
time.
years.
They got that. Okay. They're just
They are
chilling.
that
They're just
successful.
playing the waiting game.
Yeah, they are that successful.
Yeah.
So,
What about mobile though?
oh Jesus.
Oh. Oh, he brought it up.
Just like looking
don't
on the
forget.
clock, like talk about
Come
mobile.
over to the Raid Legends and we will give you a free pass to get 10 times XP for the next hour.
No.
Mobile gaming.
It's probably the future. Like I was playing with other streamers at Among Us on my phone, and it was super cool. I meet 5, 6 very sexy girls, and I was very happy with my mobile game. Honestly,
We need to play that.
Among
That
Us.
is a very, very
It's
cool
fun.
game.
that is a very cool game. Yeah, but I
You
see
wanted
that
to play
mobile
it.
is the future, probably.
Well, we've already established.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
not
like that
probably,
future.
but
I
it's
think
gone.
majority it will be, but I still think dedicated AAA games will still be around.
Yeah.
on mobile.
I mean, streaming them. Eventually, mobile will be able to produce them.
Yeah.
But when you say mobile,
Yeah.
I want to make the differentiation of God of War versus. It's hard, but because it's a multiplayer. But what's a God of War for mobile?
I
you
don't
think of
really play
any-
mobile.
Yeah.
Warfall.
Can you think multiplayer like Among Us? I mean, it's on PC too. But we're not mobile gamers, so we can't really talk about what I'm trying to point out. But I'm trying to point out my way of seeing it is
Well,
Mobile
Mobile
game-
Legends versus League of Legends. For you.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
like that.
League of Legends created actually the mobile version of their own game. So the original League of Legends, but on mobile, they changed a lot of the spells, a lot of the skills. But in the end, that's League of Legends, just
Right.
mobile.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the
Do
point?
you see what I'm trying to say? Like,
No.
I feel like for now that distinction, Candy Crush will never replace people that want to play hardcore. For example, Dishonor, or are you gonna play like the Fallout Vault Shelter crap? Are you gonna play that instead of going and playing, I don't know, Civilization Revolution?
You're right, but I think that mobile in the next year can actually replace almost every not action game, especially role-play games. As a role-player game, going into a simulation world, having to do stuff during the day at specific hours, meet with your clan and stuff like that. If I am a CEO, a manager, or even a floor cleaner, I don't really have that much time to stay at home in front of my computer. Maybe I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go with my wife, whatever. I don't have that much time to stay in my room. So I will probably play with my phone. And if the phone can have the same results of the computer, the same processing power, I can totally use it. Maybe it's not that sexy, that cool, but is an option. It's a
And-
good option.
And yeah, and I think that was a good point. That's what I mean with, or where I think mobile gaming is just gonna surpass everything, because everything is getting smaller. And I think at some point, yeah, a phone is gonna be just as or more powerful than a console or a PC and able to run whatever title you throw at it. That's what I mean by mobile gaming. It's just, I mean, first when computers started, they took up rooms for a single computer. It was just that big. Now a computer is like, you know, this big. And that's what I mean. They're just
Remember,
getting-
guys, that
Hardware, though.
exactly.
We're
But
talking about hardware.
I mean,
We're
even
talking
if
about software.
No, because I mean, it's not
it
that.
works,
I don't think it's that different. Like, why does the software matter? How, where?
What I'm trying to say is like, okay, like go through the top charts, top free games.
yes.
Of all these top free games, I don't know a single one other than Madden.
And you know
Mobile
why?
football.
Top three
Yeah.
games of what? Top three games of the United States, top three games of Europe, top three games of world. They are generally
United
worldwide. Do you think that
That is
in
true.
India everyone have your iPhone, bro? Do you think that everyone has Apple in India or in China? Well, a
No,
lot
even
of
if you go to
China,
the
yeah.
Play Store, go to the Play. That's why I told you to go on your phone, and I guarantee, without a doubt, that Android or iOS, you're gonna have a POS mobile game be on the top charts, right?
Yeah.
But none of these will replace the millions of hardcore players. Like, unless they die, they're not gonna buy this. What happens to them?
But I don't see how that. I don't see the connection. I don't see the
like,
point. Just because it's
When I'm
like
trying
a
to separate,
piece of like, just because it's a bad or a simple game. It just, I mean, it's just a popular game at the moment, right?
yeah, but that's why I'm trying to separate. Hardware, mobile is the future. I agree. Technology will lead there. You can now stream on Android pretty much all the Game Pass games onto your Android,
Right.
but you still need a controller for those games, AAA games. And so that distinction right there, there's a difference between Candy
there is
Crush.
hardware. There is hardware that you just
Yeah,
put
the hardware's
on the right
there, but
and
I'm
the left,
separating the
and
software.
yeah, but you have it like software and
switch.
hardware. If
Like-
I can play video games on my washing machine, the problem is not the hardware.
Yeah, but like, not everybody's gonna have that time management issue in the world. So lots of
that's-
people are just gonna do their McDonald's 9 to 5, and when I get home, I don't have a family. I mean, family is collapsed in Japan. More than 50% of marriages are broken. People don't have children. In China, people don't want to have children.
Okay, I can see your point, but if we watch the real data, and that's my job, my friend, you're right. In Japan, there is a lot of problem with the family. Do you know how many hours do a normal Japan person work a day?
12.
More
to-
than 12. More than 12. They have such a society that if at 10 p.m. the general manager is still in the office, no one will leave before him in a lot of companies.
Yeah.
They have such a culture that they don't really have a way to go home and stay with the family. Why? Because if I have a girl, my girl will not stay with me. That's why I'm single, because I was always at work. That's a fact.
But,
So what happens to the hardcore players? That are
but
there's
I-
millions of them.
Okay, what do you mean by hardcore players? Maybe that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going quite broad with hardcore, but like your couch or PC player that likes, his PC games that are more complex than your Candy Crush, what happens to them?
Okay, but like,
They're going to be around for the next 20 years. So I do agree, mobile is the future. Mobile gaming will surpass all gaming by a big margin. But 10 or 100 million dollars, like Last of Us Part 2, that game made over 100 million. That's still 100 million. That's no joke. Yes, mobile gaming as a whole makes more than that. But I don't
A
think
lot
companies are
more.
going to quit on that 100 million.
No,
They
okay.
want that 100 million.
But I think here's where I think it's gonna head. At some point, you will take your phone and you can just stream from your phone to a TV and you have a controller and you just play that way. I think at some point,
Exactly.
consoles, PC, and everything is just irrelevant. So then it's technically mobile gaming because you have your phone, and that's where you stream everything from. And it's the same thing. Like that's what I mean. Like the phone is gonna get that powerful to be able to handle that. So you can play Call of Duty on your lunch break with either hook on controller or just play on your phone, and when you get home, you just stream it to your TV and you keep playing.
Exactly. But right there, Call of Duty Call of Duty is a hard title because the mobile version and the console version are pretty much the same thing, just graphically they look different and it's a little less fluid. But the hardcore, whatever you call them, hardcore, that's the distinction I want to make when talking about the mobile is the future, mobile hardware, and eventually software. But I do believe there will always be, at least for the next 20 years, that distinction between the mobile Candy Crush player and the God of War or Last of Us player.
But I think
You
that's
see what I'm saying?
yeah. But I think that's just like two different type of people. I don't think it has anything to do with mobile or console, because it's just someone who's playing a more or less boring
Software.
game. Because I don't think it's a software. I think it's just a difference in interest. There's people that
But,
just really
guys,
like to play things like
The real
Candy.
point is ROI. Come on, guys.
Huh?
ROI is your answer. Return of investment is your answer. If you think about, if I want to create a game like Among Us, Last of Us, or whatever, okay? Think about how much money do I have to invest in that game. Think of how much money do I have to pay for the license to make a copy of the game for PlayStation or Xbox. For PlayStation, the last year, what was it? 200,000 euros. Like, that's a cheap lot of money. Okay, just to have a license to make that game work on the console. Now, if we speak about mobile, how much money do I have to invest in the license? Basically zero. Maybe a little bit if we speak about Apple, but still, it is totally doable even for an indie company. How many developers do I need for that? A lot less, because I can actually use frameworks that are a lot less expensive, and they work on PC very well. They have a lot of updates that works amazingly because they don't have to work on an old version of the same console, so they are a lot less buggy. So in the end, with a 200,000 investment, I can basically pay my whole team, the whole game, the graphic design studio, and probably even the marketing, okay? With the same investment that I needed just for the license for
Right.
that. And on the long run, I can actually earn 10, 20, 100 times more on my investment than what I actually had with the full-fledged AAA game.
Right.
Yeah.
Closed.
I think we're starting to see the start of this now. I think within the next decade, there will be no physical discs for games. I think everything will be on a cloud,
Are there still physical discs?
digitally downloaded.
People still buy the physical discs for things.
I mean, if they sell the PlayStation with the hole, you know, it's
Yeah.
not a sexy hole, it's the hole for the disc, you know?
It just seems so odd. Like, why would you go and still buy a disc?
Well,
It's like people that build a PC and put a a drive in there. I'm like, why?
That is true.
Like, when the
I
internet
think-
came along, that became obsolete.
We just
Well,
spoke
that-
about India. Do you? Oh, wait, no, India. You went in Germany, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And you said that you had an amazing internet connection. Do you think that you could actually play with the digital copies of, I don't know, a patch of Call of Duty or Modern Warfare of
But that's
60 gigabytes?
That's the thing.
Huh?
Like, even if you install the base game with it, but you still patch it for 60 to 80 gigs. So at the end of the day, it doesn't, like, no one buys the CD because it saves us no time. Yes, you install the base game, and instead of, downloading 100 gigs, which is the base game plus a 60 update, you still have to download the 60 update. So that's what I mean. It just doesn't make,
Multiplayer, yeah.
like,
Yeah, multiplayer is useless. A disc
yeah,
is useless for multiplayer games.
For a single-player game that doesn't get these like huge updates every season, like Call of Duty is just insane. I mean, other games are not that bad, but
I mean, they suck at making
yeah,
small files. That's a fact.
yeah,
Yeah,
We
they're
all
literally
know
middle
that.
fingering everybody in third world.
yeah. But for multiplayer games, it doesn't make sense to buy a CD. I think for a single-player game that doesn't get updated, yeah, it might be easier. But then these are usually, I don't know, not that big, so you just have your.
Yeah,
I mean,
Last of Us update,
yeah,
like,
Skyrim is
50
small. You know, Skyrim is such a small game.
But
Whoa.
it's still
It's
getting
still smaller
It's
than Call
such
of
a
Duty's
small
one
game.
patch.
Well, Titanfall. Titanfall is bigger than one patch of Call of Duty. Come on.
I actually never
So
played
do you-
Titanfall.
Do you not think?
This multiplayer and campaign.
I was,
That's the thing, though. I
Do
think
you not
that I
think,
agree
though-
though with your term. What do you guys think? But the facts, guys, our viewers, man, our viewers. Do you give a shit about discs? Do you? Hit the subscribe button and let me know.
Maybe if I'm feeling really lazy and I go past the game shop, then probably yeah. But yeah,
Well, guys, we have
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. Yeah. Never mind.
it's hard to play. It remains. To
I don't
be
think I
seen.
bought a CD in like 15 years.
I
Of
would
course.
Forget
Nothing.
discs, but I do agree. Outside the United States, even inside the United States, some places can be a little iffy. But if you go to India, or even some places in Latin America, yeah, a 40, 15, 20 gigabyte patch just doesn't do it. You're not gonna play that day.
London,
You're
if
screwed.
you're on-
Guys, come to Italy. Italy is an amazing place for internet, especially on the freaking mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, but that yeah.
But
Do
the
they
most-
just not play multiplayer then?
I mean, they probably use a mobile connection. Okay, we have a quite decent mobile connection. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but we have more than 20 megabyte of download speed, and the upload speed would probably be around 3-4 megabyte. It
Right.
really depends on the zone. It's doable. It's doable and it's playable.
Yeah.
But you can't pay for a company to actually put the cable till a home that is alone in the freaking top of the mountain, especially in Alto Adige where I live. It's not doable.
Yeah.
mobile? This in my native country of Guatemala, mobile is 2 to 3 times faster than the average home internet, and so people will sometimes do that.
Yep.
They'll just have friends. They'll download the patch through their phone and then play through their home internet
Mhm.
because data's cheap. You just do a card and download the whole patch and then install it. Go play.
Yes, it's doable. Yes.
Mobile is the future. Fuck.
Who wants to fuck the future? I mean, I understand that we spoke about the glory hole of the PlayStation console, you know, but I mean, it's a thing. You put that thing in there and you hope something magic happens, you know?
Yeah. You install the base game and get slapped with a 60 gig update.
It's disappointing.
And you waited 2 days for Amazon shipping to finally get you the game because you were too lazy to go to GameStop or it went out of stock. And in that time, you could have just downloaded the whole thing. Let it run for 2 days.
I just hope that GameStop will move his ass to fail or to change their structure to make it work. Because right now, it's just sad to see them not selling shit when I am at the mall. It's sad.
GameStop is a sad place.
True, but I don't see how they can move, man. Like PlayStation, Xbox, they don't want him in there. Like,
I mean, do you
where's
remember the
going-
last company that didn't change their structure and didn't want to change?
Mixer.
I called it Blockbuster.
Yeah, but I feel like
Wow, that was a while
GameStop,
ago.
unless they build a streaming platform, they're screwed. Because Xbox is making their own, PlayStation's making their own, Amazon's making their own. Did you hear that? Amazon announced a Stadia, like a competitor to Stadia or an xCloud. It's called Luna, game streaming.
And if Konami were to be bought by Steam,
Oh
because
my god.
Steam is freaking big.
Hideo Kojima working on Counter-Strike. I'll just...
Oh my god! I already imagine the pyramidal head of Silent Hill coming out of Dust 2.
I think we need to leave the
Out of
episode
Dust
right here
2, oh god.
before everybody loses it.
All right. I think we have.
Holy
It's
potato!
over.
Buddy.
Ah.
See ya.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for this beautiful episode. I hope you liked the podcast. If you have questions, just write them in here. Put a like, share it with your friends, and with your enemies too, please. And thank you. And come to our site, streamingliveacademy.com.
Yeah!